Hi, my name is Craig Danton. I'm the VP of Data and Strategy at Enigma, and this is my colleague, Chris Abiad from our product team. Enigma is a data linking company located in New York City, and our mission is to build a model of the real world using linked data. Today, we're going to be demoing our commercial data product that will help you capture the small business market. 80% of small businesses will be denied capital by their bank. This is a story that Enigma is all too familiar with, when just over a year ago, we applied for a credit card and received a $2,000 credit line. This having been after we raised over $100 million in external capital. Now, at its core, this is a data problem that leads to a massive missed opportunity. So why is this market so hard to capture? Information in this space is unreliable, these businesses are incredibly diverse, and on top of all of that, there are over 30 million of them. That makes these businesses notoriously hard to verify, onboard, market to, and underwrite. Introducing Enigma's Commercial Intelligence, a linked data asset for the next generation of small business products. Today, you're going to be seeing a simplified example that shows what it's like to have this intelligence at your fingertips. But keep in mind that our product is generally embedded in production workflows or used by data science teams, primarily using the API. The first use case we're going to talk about is actually how you can streamline your verification process. We're going to use a real-world business from just down the street, actually a supermarket called Economarket. So let's imagine that Economarket comes to your website and applies for a credit card or product. They type in their name and address, and that pings our API. Immediately, we're able to tell that this business is indeed real, operating at this address with a very high confidence score. Now, how are we able to do this? So, unlike products, say, built on unofficial records, or like social media or web scrape data, Enigma is built on a backbone of official source records, things like corporate registration information, shipping information, business licenses, tax liens, as well as hundreds of others. And what triangulating all of those different sources allows us to do better than anybody else? Find companies that other people can't, and build better attributes about them. And we do this using a world-class entity resolution technology. But as I mentioned, Enigma is building a model of the real world. So we don't see businesses as a flat profile of information. Instead, we see them as a connected web of people, companies, and places. So let me show you what I mean. As you look up on screen, our next step would be to understand Economarket's risk footprint. So we expand the series of connected entities here. And the connected entity I want to draw your attention to first is that of the small business owner. Now, it turns out a small business owner's other businesses can be incredibly predictive of success and default in the long term. So let me fast forward and tell you why I like this example so much. It turns out, if you trace the lineage of this particular owner through these gray dots, which are actually tax liens, you can find that he had many other businesses, and he applied for loans with each of them, but didn't report those liabilities when applying for each loan. He ended up defaulting on each of those loans, defrauding the SBA and several banks of hundreds of thousands of dollars, and was later indicted by the FBI. This is the type of risk that with Enigma's commercial intelligence you can avoid. Let me show you how that works. So let's take this graph view and kind of flatten it into something a little bit more consumable. So now we can start to see the footprint of this business in the real world, from the locations it operates at, to all the businesses associated with it, to the people associated with those businesses, and now down to all the filings that we've programmatically resolved into this business's profile, down to the SBA loan that they ended up defaulting on, and the liquor license for this particular grocery store. Now, Enigma is not just about identifying bad actors. We actually want to help you find the right businesses for you and help you grow your business. So let's do exactly that and use the same intelligence to generate a list of targeted prospects. Let's look at, say, full-service restaurants in this area that have also done business with the SBA and had loans. So now we're populating this list of businesses. And immediately off the bat, you might recognize a few attributes, things like estimated revenue, headcount, years in business, or founding date. And these are incredibly important, but as we learned in our previous example, we want to go one step deeper. So let's add in a series of attributes, things like that we've pulled from all types of sources, things like website, whether they're indeed a verified company or not, their phone number, their CEO name, and getting into more unusual filings, things like, say, restaurant inspections, as these are restaurants. Now, keep in mind, this is just a small sample of the data that we aggregate. Actually, Enigma onboards new data sets every single week using that programmatic entity resolution that I mentioned earlier. So now we've actually taken this relatively simple list of companies and actually augmented it and turned it into a verified set of leads. So no longer do we need to use a one-size-fits-all marketing model. We can actually help increase your marketing ROI by narrowing down the list of companies that you target, pre-qualifying and pre-verifying them before they ever have to come to your website, and then targeting them with a message that will resonate. So you've heard today about why the SMB market is a huge opportunity, and why in order to capture it, you're going to need a smoother onboarding process and more performant marketing. This market is going to require a next generation of products and services. And if you look around the room, many of the fintech startups are actually already beginning to capture market share in this regard. So as you think about taking on this market, and consider the intelligence we just showed you today. Consider how easy that would be to use with one simple API by empowering your data science teams to build more accurate models using better attributes. Good data has prevented you from capturing this market in the past, and it no longer has to. This is a pivotal part of our economy, and these businesses deserve high-quality financial products. You can partner with Enigma, and we can change the way we service this market. Thank you for your time. Come find us at our booth and vote for us. Thanks.